I'm Ryan Durbin from RD Ceramics, located in Highland Heights, Kentucky.
And I'm Becca Otis with Five Lines Pottery, and I'm located in Statesville, North Carolina. And welcome to Wheel Talk.
Boom, we're live
Yo.
after
Yo, yo,
talking for
yiggity, yo.
almost an hour already.
Listen, you can't expect two besties to not get on the podcast for after 4 years and then not talk for like a half an hour.
We just saved you all an hour, okay?
Yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah, nobody could hear what we were talking about anyway, but we
They could have
saved
probably heard
you.
half of it, maybe, but yeah,
Probably not. Yeah,
it's been a bit.
Ryan,
There's been some
Ryan.
changes the last few weeks.
So many changes. And you've been to Antica.
Yes, fresh back from Nsika. It
Mm-hmm.
was a long trip. We were there for a whole week because Rachel had a show and then Nsika. So happy to be back home.
And Rachel did her bestest show ever. Oh my God. Oh my God. She sent me that text and I was so fucking stoked.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with it. It was it's one of those where you're like, she was definitely a diamond in the rough at that show because most people, it's called Totally Rad Vintage Fest,
Mm-hmm.
and most people are like 90s, 2000s apparel and things like that, where they're buying stuff and reselling it. They're not making anything themselves. So
Right.
she was definitely one of probably like 5% of the booths that make their own stuff. And I was like, Rachel, when you talk to people, like you need to be telling them that you're hand making this stuff. Like that's a big
Hell
selling
yeah.
point and the value because your prices and things are going to be different than most people's. So, um, yeah, she did great. I was pretty much there with her all day Saturday, and then Sunday I
You
pretty
were
much
the
stayed back.
trophy husband.
I was selling it hard.
Oh, I bet. I would love to have you be my
I mean,
be my seller.
I wasn't dressed the best like I would for my shows to like, so I was, probably underdressed a bit for the not in general for the shows, but like for her booth, I probably could have did a little better there. But talking it up, having my little spiels for people. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was I think it was a little over 3,000 that she sold
Yeah.
for the weekend, which was great.
So impressed. So impressed.
I think she was saying
That's
her
like
best
a
show before that was like a little over 1,000. So
right. Like we're talking about like leaps and bounds.
yeah, I think she said that 3 times better than her best show that she's
Yeah.
done over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's so cool. I love that.
And then she felt depleted with all the work that got sold because she's been making like crazy since she got back.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's fun to see her have the highs and the doing the shows and talking to her about. Obviously, I'm gonna be in business mode. Like, hey, this is what I would do. This is how I would do it. Or talking to people, helping her with the booth setup and all that kind of thing. And yeah, it was good. So in the setup, it was one of those, or it was actually in the convention center, the same place Nsika was. It was in one room that Nsika was in. Nsika spanned
Oh,
like
okay.
4 rooms, but um, able to like pull in there with your car all the way up to the booth and drop everything, and
That's so nice.
it was nice because it's such a big convention center,
Yeah.
and there's not an easy way to like dolly everything in because they've got like loading docks and shit. So kind of a mess down there with construction and all that, but and it was like pouring down rain by the end of it, so loadout would have sucked. But they had a pretty good system. They had it locked
Nice.
down for getting in and out of there. But
Those conventions have to.
yeah, they had like move out windows of like I think there's probably about 150 booths or something like that. And they had little blocks of different color coordinated booth areas that were in, the first loadout zone and then the second loadout zone and third loadout zone or like time frame.
Yeah.
So that they were all spread out so there weren't cars like right next to each other getting in and out
Yeah.
of load. So we loaded up in like 15 minutes. It was
Wow.
kind of nice because I was at the Airbnb during that and she was just like, okay, get here about, 5 o'clock. We'll get done. Or I think the window opened at like 5:30. So I got there at like 5 or so. and she'd already tore the
Yeah.
booth down and was ready, and then we loaded in 15 minutes and we're gone. So
Damn.
it was great.
That sounds amazing. It's like you guys are like, yeah, we're pros.
Yeah.
Fine.
And she did her stuff takes up so much little room compared to my stuff. Like good
Compare. Yeah.
thing she didn't have, the clothing and all that stuff is collapsible and goes really nicely on top of one another and all that stuff. So not a lot of breakables in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was great. And
That's
then we
so
were there the
great.
whole week. And Sika started Wednesday-ish. And
In sleepy Detroit.
Sleepy Detroit. There's freaking construction everywhere. Um
Yeah, well, they went through an economic collapse.
the
Collapse, like they need to
construction everywhere.
construct.
The driving was a little confusing and stuff, but pretty good though. Pretty good overall.
Yeah.
We didn't venture out too much, but it's one of those things. If you go in just for Nsika, it's really hard to like actually see stuff around the city if you're not
Oh
staying
yeah,
for at
like
least a day or 2 days later or before.
when we were at Salt Lake, I really wanted to go to that. Remember, I really, really, really wanted to go to that Costco, and we never made it. We
Yeah.
never made it. It was the
Yeah, I don't
biggest
think
Costco
Erica
in the world or something.
I don't think Erica or no, I think we did actually. Erica, Rachel and I think we did go to Costco and get a hot dog and then there's Tammy.
Yeah, we just started.
We got the
Andrew's on the podcast officially.
officially made his debut
He made his
holding ta
debut.
holding Tammy.
The Tamster.
Um got a hot dog and a swig, I think. I don't think it
Oh
was
yeah.
officially swig, but it was whatever the orange branded company. I can't remember what it is, but it's a different one in Salt Lake.
Gotta get the swiggle.
Hmm.
Gotta get it.
So that was pretty good. But yeah, all right, that's leading up to Nsika. Do you want to go and then I can go with Nsika after? I feel like we got to bounce it back or something.
Yeah, probably. Okay. There's a lot that's happened over here in these neck of the woods. The woods in them. Okay. Okay. I don't even know when we spoke last, but
The last we actually talked that you and I talked was before these interviews, and that was probably in February. So it was probably
okay.
pre-move actually.
Yeah. So we moved into the house. I'm we have outfitted the middle room, which is a 12 by 12 room, so it's not small. Um, I don't think it's small, but whatever. Uh, into my studio slash like Andrew's gaming room, and so that he can game while I work. And like he's gaming right now while I'm,
Hmm.
you know, on the podcast. Um, we have internet.
Yeah, you have internet.
I feel like that just is the mic drop right there. We have
You're not
internet.
at the you don't have to go to the library to get internet or deal with shitty internet.
Yeah, like we have internet, so I mean, pretty much just that's it. We can move on. Um, sad news first is that Timothy died. Little Timmy died. I actually
I feel like
was
you might have mentioned that on here,
oh,
maybe not.
okay. I don't
I
know
can't
if I
remember.
did, but we'll just say that. But what's really sad about it is that like I was telling Andrew, I was like, he's just a cat, it's fine, it's fine. And today I was looking at Instagram and I saw like three pictures of Timmy and I started crying. I was like,
Understandable.
I know he was such a cute cat. I'll never have a cat like that again. I mean, I have Tammy. He's Tammy. I mean, Tammy, like, okay, I love Tammy, but he's nothing new. He's just Lloyd in a different body. Like, let's be honest. Like, like he's nicer than Lloyd. That's it. But he doesn't let me pick him up. Like, the only person that can pick him up is Andrew, and
I was
he
gonna
like
say
throws
Andrew
him
was
in
just
the
picking him
air.
up.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, it's because Andrew forces himself onto Tammy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean if you're held upside down as a cat, yeah, I mean there's not much you could fight.
Like, Andrew, when Tammy sees Andrew, he runs away. And then Andrew catches him. But he loves him the most, obviously, because that's how that works. Um, anyway, so that there's that. 3 weeks ago, we went to take Andrew's nephew to the bowling alley, and we were wasting time at PetSmart because that's what he did. And and we had been talking about the fact that Andrew's mom really wants a dog, and we were like, no. And then we were at PetSmart, but she wanted a small dog, right? And while we were there, they were having an adoption special thing. Not special, but like they were there.
An
And
adoption
uh,
fair, sort of.
an adoption fair, but the animals weren't there. There were cats there, right? And
Right, because
um
they leave the cats in the PetSmart front area and
yeah, well,
um
and cats like they're so chill they can just be in a cage the whole time and not like make any noise.
yeah.
Um so we were there and we were like, "Oh, we should get his mom a fish." And
That's like a dog kind of, right?
yeah, that's like a dog. And so we should get his mom a fish. And so we like we're looking at the fishes. And then we dropped his nephew off, and then we were like going around, went on like this cool little like date around town. And then I was like, let's just go look at the dogs. Like, let's just go look. Because we're not gonna get one. It's fine. Blah blah blah. Anyway, we got a dog,
Was that at
and
PetSmart or that was somewhere else? Because they don't
no,
just have
no,
dogs out.
no, it wasn't at PetSmart. Like the Humane Society was at PetSmart showing their animals and like saying like, hey,
Hmm.
come adopt. And we asked if they had any small like puppies because we wanted a puppy specifically so he could be trained. And they had three. And and Belly is the one that we have. His name's Bellion, and if anybody's an anime fan, you'll know what that means, but um it's an anime character from the show uh shit, what's the show? Why am I blanking it? Solo leveling. He's one of the shadow creatures, shadow warriors, heroes things. And anyway, his original name was Toad. All the other animals were named after
Toad.
all the other animals were named after Mario characters
Oh,
because the
okay.
mom's name was Princess Peach. Which if you know anything about Mario is kind of fucked up because Princess Peach is like the romantic um interest. But anyway, so one was Yoshi, Luigi, Mario, and Toad. And
Okay.
so we got Toad, and mom's a Jack Russell Terrier, and the dad is a question. We don't know. So we were like, it could be small.
Right.
It might be small. Will we get a better option? I don't know if you've ever looked at shelters, but you can't find a small dog in a shelter. Like, I don't know why, but they're like almost impossible to find unless they're old. And um,
Brought the
so
puppies out.
yeah. Um, yeah, so we got him and he's so cute. He's so fucking cute. His ears are so floppy and he's so fluffy. And like we don't know what his dad could be. There's been suggestions of Australian Shepherd, Cocker Spaniel, um, Border Collie.
Oh
So
yeah, kind of got that hair like a border collie, like Rachel's
yeah,
parents have.
yeah. So we don't know, but he's fast too. He's a runner. He's
Oh,
and
sounds
he's
border
such a
collie.
he's
Sounds kind
such
of
a
border
good little
collie-ish.
boy. He's such a good little boy. And yeah, he's a good one. And then I got the studio all set up in it. Yeah, that's like the best thing ever. Working
I
on
saw you
cups
had some
again.
flooring. Did you decide? What did you decide on for the
Oh
vinyl
yeah, because we talked
strip?
about that. Because I'll come back because people had like listened to it, and I still keep getting people that are like, "Oh, you could try this." We went to Lowe's, and I actually asked the flooring guy there, and he was like, "Actually, we sell rolls of the vinyl cutoffs that's 12 feet long,
Oh, 12 feet. That's perfect.
12 feet long by 8 feet for $45."
Oh, yeah. So it almost filled the whole room. And then I'm
Yeah,
guessing it's unrolled to basically where Andrew's at, and then it's just
right.
raw wood or whatever.
And that way, if I get anything on the floor, it doesn't matter. Blah blah blah. And yeah, so it worked out really well actually. Um,
Sweet. Yeah, that's perfect.
so
You didn't have to cut it or anything.
no. Just bought it, and they have some that are even $25. I think those are 8 by 8 or something like that.
Are
Or
those
12
just
by
like
6 or
excess
something.
pieces? Is that why they're?
They must be.
Because that seems
They
like a
must
really good
be.
price for
Yeah, I felt like it was a really good price too. I was really like surprised. So yeah, so that's that. And what else? What else? What else? Preston won't
surgery.
let me. Oh, surgery. Oh, first, Preston won't let me leave the other studio, so I'm gonna start teaching classes. Um, I was like, I texted Preston and I was like, hey, I have to start paying more for this house, so financially I can't really afford the studio at, at the studio. And he was like, it's okay, just call it a bonus. And then the next time I see him, he's like, just teach a class. And I was like, okay, so you're just not letting me go. He's like, nope.
Got to keep you in the
Uh,
fold somehow.
yeah, so I'm okay with it. I like it there. And I got carpal tunnel surgery on my right hand. It is healing well. I feel like today is the first day that I like am bending my hand and I'm like, oh my God, it almost doesn't hurt. You know? And that's really exciting. The scar is like barely even there.
Yeah, right now you're at about 5.5 weeks from surgery.
Yeah. So she said that by 6 weeks is usually when the like hurt goes away. And I get my left hand done on Tuesday. So 6 days from now. So
Wow.
yeah.
Pushing it
I
right to that. Yeah, like 6 weeks between them.
I hadn't planned on that. I planned on having a much farther space in between, but the when I got the surgery on the right hand, the left hand was like, fuck you. And it became very clear that that needed to be done as quickly as possible.
Oh. Do you think it's
So,
just relatively that like you had pain in both, so you didn't really realize how much pain? And then
yeah,
you're
and
just
also
like,
like I think
oh,
the
this
other
feels
hand was like,
so
oh,
much
I'm
different.
fixed, so I'm gonna scoot over. So,
Oh, shit.
yeah. It's like, yeah, there was pain, but this pain was worse, so that's what it focused on. And then this pain was like, oh, hey, hi,
Oh,
hi, how you doing? So, yeah. So,
shit.
and for anybody wondering, I feel like I should add the financials in here because it is relevant because we're all Potters. Um, most of us are Potters, except for Jen. Uh, but uh, it cost $18,000 before surgery, before insurance to do my right hand. My out of pocket is $4,000. My deductible is $1,500. What those mean, I honestly don't know now because I thought I knew. I don't know. But
You're out of
I will,
pocket 4,500, deductible 1,500. So 1,500 until you start getting like a discounted rate.
yeah,
Usually that's for
and
the year. So this
then, but
next
I
one should
think
be pretty manageable, I would
free.
think.
The next one should be free because I've hit everything. So,
Because you're out of pocket max for the year. Is that what you're saying? Your out of pocket max for
yeah,
the whole
pocket
year is
max is
4,500?
4,000, just
Yeah.
4,000, 4,000.
4,000. Okay.
So, um, yeah, so I think the next one should be free and it's but this last one I thought that I was gonna have to pay like $3,200. I think I only have to pay like 1,000. So that's good. Plus the $800 for the surgeon's fee that you have to pay up front because they're scared that you're not gonna pay it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a goodwill payment to get you on the schedule, I guess.
Yeah. Which was $800, which is kind of fucking
But that
crazy.
goes towards your deductible, right?
$800 for 15 minutes, by the way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I went to the doctor a few weeks ago just to make sure that I could keep up with my yearly medication that I take every day for
Your
the
neck.
esophagus stuff. And yeah, 15 and I met with a nurse practitioner because I was like, I don't need to meet with the doctor. I'm just doing this so that I don't lapse my yearly
Yeah.
thing like you require it. Yeah, it was like $120 or $150 or something. I'm like, I think it was 100. It might have been close to 200. And I was like, what the fuck? I met with a nurse practitioner. Just make sure to be like, hey, keep my
You don't
medication
have
going.
like a small copay for like fancy
No,
things?
we have a high insurance deductible plan or high deductible plan. So I don't
Well,
do
that sucks for
copays.
you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it cost me like $60 for the fancy. That's what makes me kind of mad. Like even the low deductible plans, like it cost me $60 just to see a specialist. So like just to go to the pre-op to say, well, you did this 6 weeks ago. Do you remember everything? Yes, I do. Um, Here's the address, $60.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So
But if it's only $60, that's pretty reasonable compared to you might have to pay like 300 bucks for that visit.
that's true. I don't know, because like it's been so interesting my journey through insurance because I've lived in a lot of different politically different states, technically.
Hmm.
And I say live technically because Tennessee, I didn't really live there, but I had to go to the doctor there. Um, and like Tennessee was like a $9,000 deductible and you paid for everything. And but Washington, I didn't pay a single dime, you know?
Hmm.
Indiana didn't pay a dime. Like there's all these different
Well, in those places
things.
you were self-employed, right? You didn't have a
Hmm.
full-time job, so.
Yeah. Well, I actually did have a full-time job with Rebecca for Indiana.
Oh yeah,
So,
so you paid into benefits and stuff.
but well, no, I still had to be on the marketplace, but I had a higher income, you know. So, but yeah, it's just really interesting how different states do insurance. It's a lot. So,
Hmm.
it's a lot.
Yeah, they have more tax dollars and stuff like that going to the different
Yeah.
services. I saw something about Washington. They were starting to add some income tax. It said income
No.
tax. I think it was I think it was people over making over $1 million or something though. So it wasn't
Oh,
the biggest. It wasn't the majority of the population. It was just the high
right.
earners, but
It's the people that you
which is
would
probably
want to
good
pay
because
that money.
that would probably make up a lot of, but it would make people leave the state. Like the tech people that are there
Oh yeah, and like
and start getting the money from that and then they'd be like, "Hey, we're
Washington's
just going to
whole
move the company out of Washington."
yeah, the Washington's whole economy relies on Amazon and Microsoft. So
Yeah.
like it Washington has its own economy because of the tech companies.
Yeah. Yeah, Seattle was like
Yeah,
speaking of
like it,
Washington, you see the NC
oh
State High School?
yeah, Spokane, Washington. I'm curious how that's gonna go because Spokane's such a sleepy little town.
Is it?
Hell
Have you
yeah.
gone there a few times?
My brother lives there.
Oh, really? He doesn't live in
Yeah,
Alaska anymore?
no, he lives right outside of Spokane. Actually, he lives in Idaho, but it's like 20 minutes
Right
away.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Spokane's a sleepy little town. It's like, I mean, it's big, I guess, but not really.
Well, I wouldn't think they were going to do it in Seattle. That's probably too big at this point, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, they could. It's Seattle can occupy it for sure, but I think it would just be too expensive and too the traffic is bad and like just everything.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes sense.
There's probably so many like tech conferences and stuff that happen in Seattle. They would be
I was,
competing with a lot. And because I only went to Seattle one time, and that was for a tech conference. But
yeah.
it's probably really expensive to
I
host.
I think Indianapolis would be a great place to host because they are set up for that shit because
Hmm.
of all the sports. Um,
Yeah, they've had them there at some point. I don't know the last time they had it there, but
yeah. Like
that
it
would
is
be a
just set
good.
up for that because of the sports. And because like every time I go through downtown, because I used to live right next to downtown, it was like a different convention, different convention,
Mhm.
different convention every single day. Um,
I think the NCAA might be headquartered there.
it is.
Yeah. So
It
they have
is.
Final Four there all the time. I don't know if it's there this
Yeah,
year or, but
they do.
yeah, it's prepared for stuff like that. And they always have the NFL Combine there.
Yep.
Yeah, they have big
So
stuff going on there.
So yeah, I think that but I was really bummed that it's not in like Colorado or Oregon or Idaho or like a weird
I was
place.
expecting it to be in like Arizona or something
Yeah, like Arizona
or
would be
New
fun.
Mexico.
Oh yeah, New Mexico would be great. Um yeah, I just feel like they had a lot of opportunities for that and keeping it in the fucking corner of the country is like I think they expect it to probably be small, but
We'll see. It should be
I
nice. And
mean,
they
who's
have it in
gonna
April too. It's in April and not in uh
yeah.
March.
Um, Do you know how much a plane ticket is to Washington from the East Coast?
No, I mean it's probably like $800 at least, I would
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, that's a spendy trip. That is a
Yeah.
spendy fucking trip.
People complain about it being like, East Coast and all that stuff, but it's like the density of potters and everybody that
Population.
is just so much higher. And once you get out west, everything's so spread out, and getting there, you kind of have to fly. So,
Yeah, and it's cheaper to fly from Washington than it is to fly from New York. Let's just say that. Like,
hmm
Alaska Airlines is cheaper to fly on Alaska than it is to fly back.
hmm. Yeah, I would guess
So,
even some folks in like California, like it's too high. It's too far to go from California, like Southern California up to Washington. The drive is too far, right? I mean,
yeah, it's like 30 hours.
holy shit. Yeah, that's
Because
not
you're not like you're yeah, it's 3 states away, but like what people on the East Coast don't maybe like consider is that those 3 states are 14 hours each. So like it's a lot.
yeah, that's quite a distance. I was just looking up LA to Spokane. Spokane?
Spokane. And Spokane's
Spokane.
in the middle of the state too. So it even takes 6 hours to get to Spokane from Seattle.
Damn. Yeah, from LA to Spokane, it says almost 20 hours
Yeah.
drive.
And you're
Man.
going over 3 mountain passes in March.
April though. Maybe it's a
No,
little better in April.
no,
Two
no,
weeks difference doesn't make that.
no. It does not make a difference. Mm-mm.
Phew. All right. That should be interesting. It should be good. I'll still go for sure, but
We'll see if I'll go or not. We'll
yeah.
see.
But yeah, in Sika recap, I was very heavily demoing,
Intoxicated.
and I was not. No, I
I'm
wasn't that
kidding.
intoxicated. No, there
I'm
was
kidding.
plenty of other people that were more intoxicated in the house that I didn't have to do all that.
No, we don't intoxicate ourselves
I was pretty good
at
on that.
shows.
Intoxicated and other extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Um, so so yeah, lots of demos. I demoed with Dirty Go Pottery Tools, um, Speedball, Bushcraft, and then I did a pop-up on Thursday for the first time, which was good. I enjoyed the pop-up.
What do you think was the new, like the, I'm wondering if it was, okay, I'm saying this, it's not going to sound right, but I'm wondering if bushcraft was like the new exciting thing or if there was something else that was like the new exciting thing.
Mm.
Because you know how there's always like a new exciting thing.
I mean, it's hard to judge overall because there's just so many booths going on, but I mean, their
Like, what
booth
did you
looked
hear
amazing.
the
I mean,
buzz about? I have no doubt.
Blue Bucket was there for the first time,
Okay.
so Hope and them were there. Um, it's hard to tell. I mean, some of these booths are just so monumental. Like Amico
Yeah.
had a pretty cool like extruder that they had. Did you see that they were extruding out big like bricks
Oh, I
that
didn't
had
see that.
it had like an Amico design in it, and it was a brick.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I did not go onto Instagram at all during NCECA.
It's
I
so
have
saturated that
literally zero desire to see all that shit. Like, I'll just want to be there, but also know that I don't want to be there at the same time.
yeah, they had yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell just like who's got the most buzz there.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of pop-ups going on, so I would say overall I mean the pop-ups are going to get a lot of attention for sure because they're like the thing these days. Here, I just sent you a
I
link to
I heard a
the Brent
rumor.
bricks.
I heard
They're
a
pretty cool.
rumor that people were like running out of the pop-ups with panic attacks.
That's probably not untrue.
Yeah, right. I mean, like that's a believable rumor. So,
Well,
oh, we didn't say how long we were gonna do a recap, and we're already
we
over
did
it.
say
So,
7 o'clock, but we're a little bit past that. I mean, we're kind of winding down this part, but um, yes, there were some that were just the venues were too tiny. I didn't even go to a couple, and they were just They were just so. I heard that the dirt folks at the very end, it was just so tiny, and there were so many like popular people there, and
Oh,
like
that looks cool.
getting a bunch of audience there, and it just was not big enough at all for the.
Well, and they don't like, I feel like they don't prepare the venues in any way, where they like pick these venues, think that it's going to be fine, and then 50,000 people show up. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I feel like I heard that one specific. There was a couple that I was thinking of. The Silica Sluts one, I think, is the other one I'm thinking of that was really tight. It had an indoor room. It's like when the pop-up room has even like five people in it, and the room is only like 12 by 12, like as big as your room that you're in there,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe even 14 by 14, like just getting artists in there with a table, even a small table, like it's tight regardless.
Do you remember the first pop-up we went to ever? Well,
Mm,
me, I guess ever. In the hotel room with Andrew
oh,
Lingerman
yes.
and
That had
Hammerly was there.
I heard that like that one probably had more space than what I heard the Dirt
Damn,
Folks had.
that's insane. That's
I heard it was really tight.
insanity.
It wasn't that far from and it wasn't it was a little bit further away from like downtown too. So people had to like seek it out.
Mm,
So like people had to get there to fill it up and it didn't take much to fill it up because it was just so busy. But I suspect they
that's
sold really
wild.
well though. Um
That was the one that Sarah was in?
Sarah was in two of them. She was in Pot Stars
Okay.
and Dirt Folks, but
Okay.
yeah, Sarah was in that one. Lily Lund,
Mm-hmm.
Hope was in that one. Erica Novak from the Road Trip, I think, Road Trippers or
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, there was a lot. I mean, yeah, some of these
How,
pop-ups they have so many people in the pop-up too that it's
but
like
more importantly, how did yours go?
mine went very well. I enjoyed it. It was only a couple hours. It was 5 to 7 before the Pot Stars one. Pot Stars was right like a block away, so I think we benefited from it being that close because Pot Stars is always really popular. Um,
Mm-hmm. How much
and
did you sell?
I sold $1,500 worth.
Nice.
So I was happy with that. That's about what I was hoping to get out of the whole weekend. So I ended up with a little bit more than that from just other sales around the
Yeah.
floors, around the NC conference over the couple days. But yeah, I was kind of on the fence of what to take, and I ended up taking soda pieces and my like quote unquote fancy pots. And I didn't look at the analytics that closely, but I think I pretty much sold maybe 60-40 soda
Okay.
over fancy. So
Good. Well, people, I mean, you're in the right crowd for soda. So,
yeah. I originally was like, oh, I'll just take fancy stuff. And then I was like, oh, I feel like they'll want that. Some people had asked, like, hey, are you bringing some soda things? And I was like, oh, yeah, I probably should. So,
I think that like now the Nsika pop-ups are like a thing, like an actual thing. Like it's been 5 years since like they started really, I feel like. I mean like they've had pop-ups forever, but like real fucking pop-ups, Like really popular ones that close a venue down type of thing. I will never do one ever.
why?
Are you kidding me? Can you imagine my ADHD in a fucking pop-up with 30,000 people in it?
Ours wasn't so wall to wall that it was like unbearable.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of them were just so busy. We only had five people in ours. So it was a fair amount of color, five of us total, very manageable. So, like Dirt Folks had 12 or 13. Pot Stars always has about 13 or so, 15 maybe.
Yeah,
Pot Stars was hopping.
I bet.
They had it in a good spot though. It was like a separate tented area outside of a bar,
Oh,
and so
that's so nice.
people could go into the bar to go get their drinks and then come back
Oh, see,
to do
that's
the
what they
pop
need to
up.
do for sure.
That was like a great location. If some of these other ones that are in like little cocktail bars and stuff, they're just it's just not equipped for that
No.
level of foot traffic.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine like being the fucking bartender that day and being like, "Oh, I thought I was coming in for a normal day at work." And
I would hope they would tell
apparently
them. Hey, we have this event going on outside.
Yeah, but like you're like when you hear Potters, you don't think like a billion. You
Yeah, you're not
you
thinking
think
like
like
500 people coming through there.
right, you think like a moderate amount, you know?
And some of these, there
Mm-mm.
probably are close, like pushing hundreds of people coming through there.
Yeah,
But good tips that night, I would think. So
I would hope.
definitely worth it, I would think.
I would
Putting the
fucking
drinks
hope.
back.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good time. Um, Baltimore next year.
Baltimore next year, Spokane the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I actually am like intrigued about Baltimore. I've never been to Baltimore.
Yeah, I've been
I'll be
for
honest. I don't
here
know
and
if I
DC.
missed it.
Really?
I don't know
I
if I
had
missed it. I mean,
a
I
lot of people
did.
ask about you.
I know I did miss it, but also I didn't miss it. Like I did miss it. Okay, I did. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't miss coming home exhausted.
Yeah, coming home after the conference or just coming home after the end of the day?
Both. I don't miss like trying to find a place to eat and smushing one sandwich in 20 seconds, you
Yeah.
know?
Some of those days during the conference, I did not eat until like the first day, Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
I did not eat until like 5 o'clock.
Mm-mm.
Like walking around and my demo was at 1 and I was like, okay, I got here at about 11 or 10:30 and I was like, okay, it'll be good. And then I see somebody and we walk around a little bit and then I'm like, okay, I need to eat something. Oh, it's already 1 o'clock. Got a demo. Couple hours goes by. Gotta go do this. All right, I gotta go do something. Yeah. Whew. It was a lot. But I enjoyed it. I think the biggest highlight for me year after year, no matter what city it's in, all that stuff, is getting the like quality time with the people at the house or
Mm-hmm.
at the pop-ups, like at the different booths in the vendor hall. Like that's always going to be the highlight for me. Having that time to just chat and catch up and all that stuff. That's what I go for. So, um, obviously the connections with the demos and all of that help offset and make it financially more um, in the positive. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually getting, some financial benefit from being there and all of that. But but yeah, definitely the people because I didn't go into a single talk the whole time,
Right.
but it was good. It was good. Glad to be back home though.
Speaking of Benfica,
Yes.
what did L&L have there? And what did you pick up? Tell everybody what you had.
So they had the kilns that we talked about, the plug and fire. They had the 3 cubic foot small kiln, which is the one that Becca's eyeing at some point, maybe
Hmm.
this year. They had the kind of the most popular top loader, the E23T, the one that I have, which is like 7 cubic foot one, and then they had the big front loader kiln, which is actually bigger than I thought. It was I think it's like 10 cubic foot or something like that. But it's like
Yeah.
you can stack it too deep in there, so pretty good size.
Yeah. Those front loaders are cool. I saw them being made. They're really cool.
Yeah, they look pretty fancy. They got the like hard like blue metal outside. They look nice. So saw those. They did the giveaways. We heard some cheering and stuff for that. But Dimitri and the team brought me a wall mount for my controller of my plug and fire, so I don't have to move it around. I've been kind of telling them how I have to do it. Like, I have to take the controller, put it up on top of the kiln that's next to it, and then plug it in because of where my plug's at. It's kind of in a weird spot. It's not kind of down at like knee level like most plugs, so have to kind of figure out where that can go. So I got a place where I can mount it on the wall, get it out of the way, make it a little bit easier so I don't have to shuffle things around. And I got to get that installed here pretty soon. And actually, I chatted with somebody from Bartlett that was there as well, Molly, that kind of chatted about the kiln a little or the controllers a little bit
Hmm.
while we were at the L&L booth, so that was good. But yeah, they had all the good stuff out there.
Yeah. I just finished 4 cups, 3 cups, 3 cups. Because I'm doing something new on one of them, so I want to test it before. And yet again, yet again, another moment where I'm happy that I have a kiln that I can fire for $3 and just I'm gonna take them down there tonight at 9, and they will be done tomorrow at noon.
Hell yeah.
And that, well, maybe not noon. I'll probably do a slow fire because they're fancy cups, but
Hmm.
um, that is exciting and like wonderful. And I even asked my landlord because I'm in a house, but I'm renting. Oh yeah, didn't buy a house. People think that I bought a house. Um, no,
Do you just laugh at them?
a little.
You're like, in this economy?
In this economy, I was complaining about the price of Velveeta.
Wait, how much does Velveeta cost these days?
It's fucking $8, bro. It's
What?
like, yeah, it's $8 for a block of Velveeta. What the fuck? You know how much craft singles are? I bought a thing of 72 craft singles. It was $12.
Oh my gosh. I haven't had craft singles in like 12 years probably.
Ugh,
I don't know what
they're
that is. Ever
delicious.
since I saw the video of people like trying to melt a craft single, I have never had one since. Have you
You
never
put
seen that those videos?
No, but when you put a craft single on a burger, it just melts. I don't understand what's wrong with that.
I don't know. I just have you you know what I'm talking about? Where people
I
like
think
have a
so. They like
lighter
turn
and
black or
it's
something.
it doesn't actually like melt. I
You know
don't know.
what? I eat Taco Bell regularly. So,
Taco Bell's good. I haven't had it in a
so
bit, but
I saw something. It's like, Taco Bell's never lied to you. Okay. They've never told you that they were healthy.
right. You know what you're
Um,
gonna get.
anyway, no, I'm renting. And so I asked my landlord if I could put the kiln in in the house and or outside on the back patio. And what was really great about this whole situation, and I have to like check up on it, but what was really great about it was that I was able to find the kiln on hotkilns.com so easily, and I just sent it over there, and so they can look at the specs and everything like that. I don't have to like, it's not
Yeah,
like
you don't have to yeah,
right,
prove all the
all the
electrical needs
things.
and all that stuff. It's
But
nice because
like,
it probably says like, hey, this is how many amps it pulls, and this is the kind
exactly.
of breaker, like
Yeah,
15 or
so it's
20 amp
got
breaker. Yeah,
everything that you need to know if you're not a professional, you know, and and like you're not a potter or whatever. So, yeah. Hopefully they say yes. That'd be great. But
nice.
here's to hoping. I'm just like one of those people that always ask for permission, especially when I'm renting.
That's good. I mean, at least you don't have to, you know, get new plugs installed and like cut something out of the
Yeah.
wall or whatever.
No,
Like
I
you're
can
just,
use the plug outside.
yeah,
It just needs to be grounded.
yeah, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully out of the elements a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. It'll have its own tent.
Nice. Yeah, I've been using it a lot more these days because my slipcast work, I've been bisque firing to '04 instead of '08. The glazes are doing better at a higher temperature bisque. And then I'm probably gonna do
Fantastic.
that more on my underglaze stuff. I might be putting
How many years has it been, Ryan?
oh, for slip casting, or you're talking about just bisquing hotter?
Bisking hotter. Like I feel like you've been bisking at '08 because of the cost for like 20 years.
No, I mean I've been doing it for '08 since college for the most
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
But I just get used to it with the glaze application. But it was running more on the slip cast, so I was
Yeah.
like, let me just try it hotter and less absorption and all that stuff. So it's
And
working
it's
out good.
smoother and yeah.
Used less glaze that way.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's been working out good. I'm using it a lot more, and I just fired Ashley's work in there the other day. She just had a few slipcast cups. Done.
Hmm.
8 pots. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
hotkilns.com.
hotcills.com.
right, little aside that you mentioned the house thing. We officially have a closing date on the
Fucking
house.
finally.
April 14th should be our closing date.
When did they tell you that today though? Because it is April Fool's Day.
They told us that yesterday.
Oh, that's good. Because I'd be like,
Oh.
fuck you guys, tell me tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we have a date and time,
Nice. I love that.
April 14th. So that's great. Um, all right. Are we ready for our topic today?
Are we?
This is going to be a two-parter. It's got to be. I mean, I feel like we're shortchanging them if we don't give them something of value that is not just catching up with what's going on with us.
What we could do, I'm just throwing this option out there if you wanted to. What we could do is record tomorrow or the next day. Or record tomorrow because and we could do the actual substance of the episode and just do this one in the middle of the week, like a post and Sika surprise.
So wait, don't release this on the actual Saturday of our release schedule. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like release it on Wednesday.
Hmm. But we have an ad on it. So we have to have another ad on this one. Or maybe we don't.
How fucking we can just I'll just add it on at the beginning.
Hmm.
We talked for an hour.
Do we want to answer a listener question? We could maybe do that
Yeah, let's do
and then
that
release.
and then
Okay. We're doing this on the fly, folks.
unless you want to go super long.
I say we go and then we cut it and
Okay.
then we release the second part of it the next time.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll
But we
record it all
record we
tonight.
record the second part later too, I think.
Yeah.
I think we can split the recording. I think that's fine.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
don't
and make
have
it a two-parter.
Yeah,
Make it a two-parter.
you and I right now, we don't have to go the full thing
Okay. Yeah.
because
Okay,
it's going
great.
to be a lot. But
Since we've been talking for 2 hours already.
yes. All right. Can I
Anyway,
introduce what we're talking about today?
hell fucking yeah.
Hell fucking yeah. All right. So I asked questions to our audience because we got a few here and there and thought it would be worth talking about finding and managing a studio assistant. We've talked about them here and there over the years, but it's more like, how do you go about deciding when you might want to hire someone? How do you find them? What kind of tasks do you have them do? How do you train them? How do you compensate them? And how do you do it legally?
Yeah.
And then maybe if there's some lessons learned from past assistants. So that's kind of the agenda. We'll see how far we get today. But yes, that's where we're at. So,
Great.
Becca, have you had studio assistants over the years? And if so,
I
like,
have, but I've had studio assistants in a storefront, so it was a little bit different. Like it had to be legal, you know? So, so like I paid them well over the table and paid all their taxes and all that shit. So, but I also have had tradesy assistants. So, I obviously don't have one now, except unless you count Tammy. And, um,
trades for treats and belly rubs?
yes, and a soft place to lay. And yeah, so but it's been years and I feel like I'd probably do a little bit different now that I know things
hmm
and like I'm better at like delegating and better at managing, you know?
hmm
Um and I don't
Because
know
that's
if I oh go on.
because with like a big store, I mean, there's plenty to do. I mean, there's always
Yeah,
plenty to do
always something to do.
with the public actually coming in and out. Like you
Yeah.
can't do all that stuff.
Right. So, and like it would be one of those things where I left, you know, and they took over the shop for the weekend or whatever.
hmm
So, but tell us your studio assistant experience.
Okay, so I've had, ooh, kind of about one. I think I've had about six over the years, and Most of them have been the first half of those have been just straight cash for work.
Mm-hmm.
And the first few, I think the first three I had were off the books. They were just, I had uh, cash sales over the year, and then
Mm-hmm.
I would cancel out the cash sales with paying them. So
Mm-hmm.
that's like a under the table way to do it if you want to do that. Um, and then more recently, I've been doing more bartering, more trading studio access for work. And then um, we do it where the first 4 hours are for studio access, kind of similar to paying for like a studio membership. And then any additional work over that 4 hours is paid hourly.
Okay.
So that's a majority of what I've been doing lately. And a lot of that just kind of depends on what their needs are, what they're looking for. I'd be willing to go either way, like a straight transactional pay for work if that's what they need, if they're interested in that, or studio access. It is getting a little tight, so having two people having studio access uh, plus my own work is a little bit at the limits now.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of just depends on how much they're doing, but I put it, we kind of come to that agreement. And then actually more recently, I have another person that is joining that is trading for kiln access because she lives close by and doesn't have a kiln. So she was willing to
Mm-hmm.
do some um, kind of easy tasks in exchange for kiln access.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a new, she actually just started yesterday.
Nice.
So
Ryan's just running a sweatshop down there. I'm
that's
kidding.
not a
He,
sweatshop.
I'm
We're in the
kidding. I'm totally
basement. It's
kidding.
not sweaty in the basement.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing these days. Um and the extent of what I'm trying to think of how many hours. The most hours that any one person does for me in a week is 8.
Mm.
So I don't at capacity at your space, like how many hours did one of your assistants work in a week maximum?
25? I don't know.
25. Okay.
Like it was an employee. Like it's not really like at this point we're at employee stage, right? Like
Right.
part-time employee. So
Yeah, they're expecting that like that money
yeah.
is like expected for them to
Yeah.
have consistency and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, oh yeah, in my so any of that pay that I'm doing these days, it's all 1099.
Mm. Okay, yeah. So you're paying as a contractor. So 1099, if you don't know, is when you pay as the person as a contractor, so they're liable for paying their own taxes. So you would pay them like you're paying them with cash, quote unquote. And then
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the year, that you get a 1099 file form.
The
And
employee gets
then
a 1099,
yep.
yeah, and then they
Like
have
I
to
got a
put that on their
1099
taxes.
from Ryan and he puts because technically, if you really want to be technical about it, I am his employee for the podcast. Even though we're partners, 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not really, but you're definitely more than me. Uh, um, but that means that, so I'll have to put that into my taxes. Now, I don't have a business, but I didn't make enough money this year for that to matter. So, but I'll put it in as a 1099 and I'll pay all the taxes at tax time. So the likelihood of me getting a return is small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it puts that burden on the assistant to take care of that and make sure they're accounting for that income on their side.
Yeah.
Because the alternative is paying a bunch of payroll taxes or yeah, the payroll fees to get it set up and then the payroll taxes when you actually pay people. I don't know how much I mean, yeah, it's probably a big
Oh,
overhead. I don't know how much that money is,
it's insane.
but it sounds huge.
Okay, so like for instance, I'm just taking my headphones off for a second because I gotta fix my hair. But for instance, I get paid 16.50 $50 right now to work at Speedball Art Corporation. And they take so much money out of my paycheck for payroll taxes. Like the amount is like, I don't know, it's like $100.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, usually the general rule of thumb's like 25% or something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not
So,
small.
yeah, so from the business side, running your own business and paying somebody like it, yeah, it adds more
Hmm.
overhead to just get it. It's not just something you just, hey, I'm only going to be paying for the payroll taxes. You've got to pay for a system that actually allows you to run payroll. And
Yep,
I don't know if like Square has an option or whatever,
it does.
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, is it in the like, I mean, I guess it scales by how much you're paying out because there's probably processing fees that go to Square to actually pay people every time. But is it
Mhm.
like in the $500 a year you're paying for payroll, or is it like 3 grand a year in payroll just to
Um,
just to like have the system to pay people?
oh no, it's like $5 an employee per month.
$5 per month. Okay, so
I
about 50.
think, if I remember correctly.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, like the actual, like if you're doing it through Square, cake,
Hmm.
right? It's cake.
Okay.
But yeah, or maybe it was like $20 a month. It was little, little. The headache versus the cost, not even comparable.
Okay. Yeah, even $20 a
Yeah.
month, close to 300, $250 a year.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not terrible. I mean, I guess yeah, it makes sense the more you're paying out every paycheck, it's like, okay, the more you pay, the more it's like, okay, I don't want to have to deal with this stuff. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. Um,
I was going to tell you how much they take out of my paycheck every month. Okay. My paycheck is $652 before anything's taken out. My taxes are $86, benefits 42, retirement 39, other $2.89. My take home is 481.
your benefits include your medical and
Mm-hmm.
your 401k and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Retirement is 401k.
Yeah.
That's $39. But regardless, it's like just shy of $200. 30 bucks shy of 200. So
So, was that 20 something percent?
170. Yeah, 170. So
Okay.
oh, I lied. I get paid 16.25. I don't even get paid 16.50. Anyway,
Working its way.
so like that's what you would expect to pay if you were getting paid like that much
Yeah. Yeah.
money, like which everybody usually has jobs, but like that's kind of like that's 40 hours a week, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 20%.
Right. Okay, so if we're
Five.
going to kind of the starting question, we got how do you know when it's time to hire a studio assistant? So, kind of one of the starting points that I was kind of making note of before we even get to hiring someone. Um, First question is whether you actually need help.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was also caveating this with like, or whether you just need like maybe better systems, or are you paying yourself? Do you need to pay yourself more? Like, are you struggling and you need help
Right.
because, if you're not paying yourself enough and you're like having to keep up with the supply and the demand
Mm-hmm.
for your stuff, it might be that you need to price your stuff a little higher so that you don't have to
Right.
kill yourself to keep up with it. Um, so that was kind of one thing, but
But also matters if like, are you efficient? Some people aren't efficient,
mhm,
with their time, with their money, with their product, like the things that they use. Like, like how much reclaim do you have? Is it out
mhm,
of control, right? Do you need somebody just to do reclaim? Like me and you, we don't have that issue.
yeah, that's your
We have like,
systems. Back to your system, your systems. Do you have good systems? Hey, folks, we're taking a quick break from our episode because hot off the press, we have a new sponsor Pew, 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 that we just got. Bushcraft tools. We had some time with them the last year or so. We met them at ClayCon West. Nikolai and Kira. Nikolai, if you're not familiar, used to be one of the head engineers over at Diamond Core Tools. So a lot of tool making experiences over the years, and started his own business last year. So he's got some new cool tools that are out. We saw him at NCECA, or I saw him at NCECA. The whole team, their booth looked great. I got to demo with them on Friday, which was a good time, and try out some of their newer tools. I had been trying the new carving tools for a few months, and I'm really excited about the newer ones that they have coming out very soon at the end of April, early May, with their new Dragonfly system. So you've probably seen these if you've been seeing the new carving tools around that are bright red. That is Bushcraft, and the Dragonfly system is it's kind of like a Dremel tool where you can unscrew the handle, and then the top portion kind of loosens, and then you can take the blades out, and you could pop a new blade in, slide it in, and screw it tight. So you don't need any additional tools or anything like that to loosen and tighten the handles and the blades that are in there. So it's a really nice system. It is very, versatile, so that you can swap the different handles with the blades. They've also got some fancier like carving tungsten blades that you can put in there for trimming, and it's just a nice universal system. So you've probably seen them around, but they also have a number of them that are sold out right now, but they are coming out with new blades shortly, and they have their Dragonfly starter kit today on their website. That's probably the ones you've been seeing around, where they actually give you three handles with eight blades. So it's a lot of, your standard V tip blades. You've got some angled, like 45-degree blade tips to carve with. You've got kind of a standard loop blade, and that whole kit right now is on sale for 79 bucks on their website. Um, and it's a good like versatile option, and the design quality that they have with their tools is just top notch. So the price point, the versatility of it is really like high quality, and Nikolai's been doing some great work with making sure that it's good for the long term, and something that you're going to gravitate to if you're doing some fine detail work and carving. And we'll talk about some of their other tools soon, but you can check out their website and see all the different Dragonfly tool options they have. They sell them as individual handles with a blade for $28 right now. And then you can get the 3-pack for $79 on sale. And then they'll be having, some new blades and replacement blade options coming out soon. Um, yeah, just very versatile, especially if you're doing sgraffito work or tight carving work. I was really excited about the wider loop ones. That is the standard kind of width I use for my sgraffito work. I'm not doing as tight of lines, but the wider loop tool carving is coming out here soon, and looking forward to that at the end of the month. But very highly engineered. If you like to see those, we're very happy to have them on the podcast, have the support. You'll be hearing a lot about them this year from us. And if you'd like to, you can check them out at bushcraft.shop. That is BUSCH, craft with a K, dot shop. Thanks so much, and let's get back to the episode.
Yeah, do you have good systems? Because that matters. If you don't, and you would like better systems, then maybe getting an assistant to help you with those systems is ideal.
Hmm. Some of it, I wonder if it's if they know that there's air. You almost kind of need somebody from the outside to come in and be like if you were to look into somebody's studio, you'd be like, oh,
Hmm.
like what do you do with this? What do you do with that? How do you handle
Yeah,
reclaim? How do you handle your bisqueware or whatever, or what
right.
you need to make? How do you know what you need to make for the next show? What do you do when you
Yeah,
come back from a show? How do you how do you schedule your time or whatever?
yeah,
Yeah, you mentioned the bottleneck. Do you have a bottleneck somewhere in your process? Like, is your reclaim piling up? Are you not able to make something because you have to go back to the starting point and like start prepping clay? Is that a big
yeah,
thing where you have to prep the clay the day before so that you can actually do the thing the next
yeah.
day and get to work?
Right. Or is there a part of the process that you absolutely fucking hate? Like, do you hate glazing?
Hmm.
You know, like if there's like the dishes, right? I would die before I put dishes away, out of the dishwasher.
You're like
Uh,
it's like living out of the dishwasher, where it's just like living out of a suitcase. You're just like,
but
okay, I'm not putting this away.
you ask me to do dishes all day. I will do the dishes all day. Putting them away, not a chance. So I would need an assistant to put the dishes away.
That's where you balance out. You figure out where your skills are. Like, are there
Right.
things that you can um remove from your process because you that's just like, I kind of removed trimming from a lot of my pieces because that's
Mm-hmm.
just something that I don't want to be spending a lot of time doing. So some of that you can just kind of phase out of your process intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't phase out glazing, but maybe you don't glaze the outside of your pots. Maybe they're raw clay and you just do liner glazes. Maybe that's a sacrifice you're willing to make
That's
for
essentially
yourself.
what I did. I fucking hate glazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I do. I do.
I mean, managing all the glaze buckets, imagine how much glaze buckets you would need if you had to.
When I tell you my stress level cut in half, not having 12 glaze buckets.
Yeah, I think we have about 15 glazes or something over here. I feel
Yeah,
like my glaze area is pretty organized. Erica
it
definitely
is.
helped me with that at the end of the year, but
Who's your assistant?
Erica,
Boom.
yeah. Because when I have people come in for the soda firings, they're like, "Okay, what glazes do you have?" And I'm like, "I've got this list of glazes." It's like, how many is that? Do you mix these all yourself? How do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you keep up with that? So definitely the bottlenecks. And I was kind of writing out hiring someone can create another bottleneck initially as well when you have to consider scheduling and training. So let's say you're like, hey, I need somebody to help do the glazing for me. They're not going to be able to do the glazing as high a quality as you do right out of the
Mm-mm.
gate. So you're going to
Also,
have to train them up.
you should never expect somebody to care as much as you do.
Oh, definitely 100%.
Yeah.
Rachel's
Like
actually started
good,
saying that recently. She's
yeah,
doing her
like
stuff.
good on you if you have somebody that actually cares in general, but like they will never do it as good as you do
Mm, absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
Were
Um,
you harping on Rachel about her packing abilities?
packing and shipping.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is that why she said
I
that?
no, I was talking about the training thing, but or the nobody else is going to care as much as you do. She said that about her own business as she's been
Oh,
getting into
yeah.
it, as she's kind of determining where the quality is, and um, I don't. I think she was just talking about in business as general. Nobody else is going
Yeah.
to care as much about your business as you do. But
Yeah. It's funny
um,
because today I sent Taylor a text, our bestie Taylor, who does book club with us.
mhm.
Oh, while we're doing that, tell everybody what the book is.
Oh, the book club is the Creative Act by Rick Rubin.
You sent that to my house, yeah?
No, it's a digital book.
Oh, got it,
You're
got it,
gonna
got
have
it,
to
got it,
listen.
got it.
It's an audiobook. I mean, you could read it physically if you want. The book
Oh,
that
it's
I
an
got from
audiobook?
yeah, the book I got from
Okay.
Ensika is not that one.
Did you email it to me?
No,
Oh,
it's a digital book. You can get it on Libby.
got it.
The Creative
Anyway,
Act: A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, back
So,
to Taylor.
back to Taylor. I texted Taylor because I'm doing these new cups and I'm really trying to like find the balance between organic and perfect, organic and precise, I suppose, organic and precise. And so I stopped using tape to do the circles. I started doing a stencil and then filling in the circles with brush
Hmm.
and and then like a little bit of a pencil for wax resist, blah blah blah. Anyway, I texted I texted Taylor and I was like, yeah, I like the handmade look of the pencil. And then I said, as I'm scratching out 1 millimeter of glaze to make sure that the circle is perfect.
Right.
Like, like you can't just be
Your
like,
organic nature is using a physical stencil that you have to draw the circle instead of
yeah.
using a sticker that's a perfect circle and making sure it's fully adhered, and then you're painting in the circle that you know is perfect. It's
Yeah,
going to
and like
contour to the pot.
think about this from an assistant perspective. Um, when I would teach how to do this, oh well, I just put the stencil on and I draw it out, and then I do another drawing. I do another with the pencil, and then I just add in the glaze, just like that.
Yeah,
No one will make that as good as you do because nobody understands that that circle has to be perfect
right,
because you just said it didn't have to be perfect.
right. And you're saying like just do this and just do that.
Yeah. No, no, no. No, no, no.
Yeah. Something that's simple that I look at that I kind of know is like when I glaze, the depth of how far down I dip with my fingers if I'm not having it waxed, and like getting a nice line at the bottom, like getting that
hmm
looking good. And then if there's any little bit of glaze that like falls past that line from my
Yeah.
fingers, like I clean that up, make sure it doesn't get like it's going to be askew, or the wax line if somebody's waxing the bottom of a pot and it's not a straight line, it's kind of at an angle a little bit because the wax wasn't like straight or whatever. I'm like, oh, I don't like the look of that as much, but
All this to say, just have your assistants do reclaim at the beginning.
yeah, I was kind of the next thing I wrote was making a list, and I started doing this. Make a list of all the various tasks you do in your making. So make their
That's a good
list of all
idea.
the tasks and then categorize them by low, medium, and high skilled. And low, so like I'll just read five things on it. Prep clay, low skill. Throwing, high skill. Trimming, medium skill. Loading kiln, medium skill. Um, Glaze mixing, low to medium skill. Sanding, low skill. So I would go through that list, go through all your things, even if it's like super granular, like carving this design or whatever, and then just categorize them. Are they low, medium, or high skilled? And then start with the low skilled. Those are the things that you can probably delegate, and it would probably help you to have somebody else do. Start them there, and that allows you to focus on more of your high skilled tasks in the business, which are going to be more profitable, most likely for you. Like if I didn't make my sgraffito work, which is has surface decoration, it has carving. Those are medium and high skilled tasks, and they're sanded and all that stuff. Those are more profitable pieces. So if I do more of those, it's probably going to allow me to make more money as long as I can sell them as well. Like selling at shows, like that's a high skill part of my business. If I expect that, oh, the pots are there, they'll sell themselves. If I have an assistant there to sell my work, are they going to be as good at doing that as I would be, given that I've sold it like 150 shows over the last few years, you know, and I'm the one that's so in the weeds on my stuff. So that's what I would recommend with like determining, do I have enough tasks to delegate? Um,
Yeah.
is that pretty much the extent of what you had? What kind of things did you have your assistants do if you had to make a list like that?
Um, I feel like I had my assistants do creative work more than the dirty work, mostly because there was a neurodivergent tism situation, and it worked better for them to do the creativity as opposed to the non-creativity. Um, like mm, mm, at that time, my employee was really good at like, hey, I would like these to look like this. Can you make this? Easy, you know? So I would like had them make fucking a bajillion plant steaks. Um,
Okay.
I would not have and also there's things that are important to me and things that are not as important to me. Like a plant steak. not that important to me, you know? Um, in the hindsight. But like whether my clay is de-aired, kind of important,
Yeah,
you know?
especially if you're gonna be throwing hundreds of pounds of that.
Yeah. But actually, typically on de-airing and stuff like that, I would have my friends' kids come in and do it and pay them per hour. Just for funsies, you know? Like if
Hmm.
they wanted to, and I'd probably pay them like 20 bucks an hour to do like 2 hours of work
Hmm.
or like $20 or $10 an hour or whatever. Um, and so like that's a good way too. That's like a loophole, I feel like. You know, if you don't want an assistant, but you don't want to do your clay prep, just like give it to a friend's kid that wants to make some money.
Mm.
Have them weigh it out and wedge it out and then give it back to you. You can like take them the clay.
Yeah, so they don't
They
have to
don't
do
have
it
to do it
do it in your
in-house,
studio.
you know? Yeah.
You say, "Hey,
So
here's 2 bags of clay. Prep this, put it in the bucket, and bring
10
it back to
bucks.
me. I'll give you ten
Yeah,
bucks."
exactly. So like things like that, I would do that. And but they would also like be in charge of the front of the house and like and be in charge of like paint your own pottery and cleaning up people like after people and sweeping the floors and mopping the floor, like that kind of stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was more of an employee situation than an assistant situation. But I did trade for work, so like I did trade for studio time, and those people typically would make glazes. Making glazes was big. Um, and yeah, we got one of our best glazes from a mistake on that end. Uh,
Ooh, could you recreate it after that, or was it
yeah,
just
we
a
did.
happenstance?
Yeah, we did. It was the copper glaze, but they put cobalt in it instead. Um, it was an easy fix. It was like an easy situation that we figured out. But anyway,
Hmm.
yeah, or just like helping clean the studio, helping like glaze pots, helping like wax bisque, stuff like that. Same
Yeah,
stuff you do.
right. The other thing I'm kind of jumping down to the what kinds of tasks you should delegate. I also mentioned that the lower skilled ones, usually there's less risks if mistakes are made. Because
Oh
usually
yeah.
there's almost no risk with a lot of that stuff. Like who cares if your clay ball is a little overweight or, you know,
Right.
they'll get better at it. If they're prepping clay, like hundreds of pounds of clay, they're gonna get better at it.
If it needs to be perfect, you do it. Let me fuck it.
Yeah. Less risk if mistakes are made. They can learn fairly quickly because it's just such a repetitive task that, they're kind of ramping up their skill set. And then you can like tweak them if you need them to like do something a little different and improve. But and then a lot of it can be done unsupervised. I mean, you said the kids, you can just give it to them. They can go do it on their own time and then bring it back. So,
Yeah.
you don't need to be watching over them while they do it. And then the last thing I put on here was it gives me an immediate sense of relief that I don't have to do them. So,
That's enough payment.
because it's like, yeah, I haven't prepped clay in so long, and it's like, whew, so glad. Um,
Like one thing I do not regret is
mhm,
not prepping clay.
yes, the reclaim's not that bad. I still reclaim the clay, but it's just not something I would want. It's not worth delegating to be like, hey, take this big bucket and mix it up with a drill and then put it on the plaster. Like that's like 5 minutes of work. I don't. It's not enough to delegate, in my opinion. For me, if it was plugging and stuff like that, it would probably be worth it. But
Yeah,
at my scale, it's 5 gallon bucket. It's not. I'm not reclaiming
right.
that often. What about training? How do you train them for the tasks that they'll be doing? Have you had to train for the glaze mixing
Yeah.
and the waxing?
Well,
Kind of what
you
standard
just
you had?
you just do it with them. That's a dumb question.
Why is it a dumb question?
Or it's not a dumb question, but it seems like an obvious answer, I guess. You do it with them.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna learn about glazes today. This is cobalt. It's really fucking expensive. Don't drop it. This is tin. Also really expensive. Don't drop it. Like,
Did you have any mix-ups where they accidentally did a different colorant? Like they used a cobalt oxide over a cobalt carbonate or something like that?
yeah, that's what I was telling you. One of our best glazes was supposed to be copper, and it
Mm-hmm.
was cobalt.
Yeah, I had that happen too.
Yeah. I
Exact
was
same thing.
like,
Yeah, I think it was a juicy turquoise. It was supposed to be copper carbonate, and it was cobalt carbonate
did it
or
turn out
cobalt
beautiful?
oxide. It turned out blue, very blue. I still have a bucket of it, and
Yeah.
probably very expensive.
Well, yeah, mine was like a low amount of copper, so it was like a beautiful blue. I was using like twice the amount of blue
Hmm.
in my cobalt blue, and then when we started, and then when she messed it up, I was like, that's so pretty.
Those, yeah, those blues, those blue colorings go a long way.
Yeah, so it was kind of that situation. But uh
Yeah, I was kind of like, don't. I mean, some of it is just so like prep clay, like prep these into five a half ounce balls and fill this bucket. Like you could be that general, be like, do that. I was generally saying, like I did this yesterday with Helena. I did it. I showed him exactly what I wanted. Here's the threshold of the weight that it could be within. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but this is kind of what I'm looking for. Put it into a ball, put it in the bucket, use reclaim for this, use new clay for that. So I do it, they watch, and then they do it, I watch if I need to. Like if I'm doing glaze mixing, I would want to show them, they watch me, and then watch them do it. Make sure they're doing it right. They're accurate enough. They're not just like, you know, I don't want to assume that they know to not like scoop big handfuls and just dump it from like a foot above the bucket into the bucket, and then there's just dust going everywhere. Like something like that. Like, hey, don't dust up the whole studio, or if you just say like follow a recipe, do it. I think it could get a little crazy with the
yeah.
cleanliness. But
One thing is I would never throw somebody into glaze mixing until they've done like some tasks. So you can see how their comprehension of materials are.
mhm. If
Because
they
some
said they've
people
mixed glazes up before,
don't
would you
care.
still? Okay, yeah, definitely encourage that. Like, still like show them within your studio how you do it in your studio. Like,
Whenever I train, I'm very clear, very fucking clear about the fact that I will treat them like a child the first time I teach them. Hello, this is a whisk. Like, that's how basic we're getting. Okay?
but you just
Because
said they're stupid questions. You said, isn't that stupid? How do you train them? This is how
I
you're training them.
guess I think that, okay, well, okay, then I'm a stupid person. But
Because some people would be
um
like, "Oh, you've mixed glazes before? Just follow this recipe. The
that's
ingredients
not
are up
training though.
there."
That's not training. That's showing. That's not
That's training. That is training. You're training them how you do it in your studio, how
No,
you want it
training is
done.
like to me, training is starting from this very zero, and going to where you need to be.
But
Like,
that's what you just said. You just said this is a whisk. That's from zero.
yeah, I know that's what training is. Like
Hmm.
when you said, "How do you train?" That's like to me, there's only one way to train, and that's to treat them like they're an idiot, and then
Oh,
bring
okay.
them up. Okay, like, and I tell them that too. Like when I was at Gravesco, there was
I thought you were
specifically
saying you don't train them. You just say it's intuitive. Like some things are just so basic that you don't need to tell them
No,
how you want
no,
it
no, no,
done.
no, no,
Okay,
no.
I didn't
Sorry,
get
I meant
that
the
from you.
exact opposite. I apologize.
Okay, I didn't get that.
Um, like if you're training them, you're training them. Um, yeah, like at Gravesco, we used to basically say like, listen, I'm gonna talk to you like you've never even seen this before. Even if you have, I don't care if you have a degree. We're starting at zero. And one person was like, why are you treating me like a child? I was like, because you are a child. You're a child of Gravesco pottery. That's it.
Hmm.
But also, I would like to add that I am a little bit of like a risk taker when it comes to training as well, because I'll go through the whole process. And what I do is I go through the whole process. If it's not glazes, like if it's something they can mess up with, I encourage the mess ups because that helps them
Hmm.
learn. So I will go through the process and say, I'm going to come back in 5 minutes, see how you're doing. And I will walk away, let them figure it out. come back and say, what did you do wrong? Like, what do we need to work on? Like, what are you confused about? Like, what are the things? Because I want them to have the peace of mind that I'm not watching them right
Mm,
away. And it gives them a little bit more confidence to just like do it.
mm-hmm,
And I also tell them, like, you're gonna mess up and that's okay. I want you to mess up.
mm-hmm,
If you don't mess up, I will be surprised. You know? It's like because like we said, you're never gonna do it the way that we do it anyway. So
mm-hmm.
but I also like I've trained a lot of fucking people. So I take a different approach than a lot of
Like,
people.
did you ever have anybody like load your kilns before?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Did you have to train them that much, or did you just say they see how you've loaded them and they maybe they unload your kilns first and they see how you do
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
then you have them load the kilns and you
I
just
think
kind of
that's
give it
more of like a I think that's also more of like a teamwork situation too. So
because I
like
I just love loading kilns so much and I don't want to risk breaking things because I know that that's like a fragile state of the pots and I know how to handle greenware that's fragile. Not everybody knows how to handle fragile greenware. And I'm like,
yeah, that's true.
I don't want you to break stuff, but also it's not that I don't trust you to do this. I just
Well, yeah,
would
and
prefer
it's
to
also
do it.
different like whose pots are you loading? Right? So like if you're
Mm,
in a studio setting where it's other people's pots, that's completely different than if it's your pots. Because in my opinion, your pots are a lot less valuable than the student pots that they maybe have one class ever and they're like,
really? They're less valuable than the student pods.
hell fucking yeah. You can remake your pots, okay? That person cannot remake their first fucking pot, okay?
Okay.
Like as
That's
far
true.
as
Yeah.
far as value is concerned, like perceived value to the person, like me, I've thrown thousands of pots. That mug that you broke, I don't give a fuck, right?
Hmm.
But that piece that was that little girl's piece that she painted, that like she loved every bit of it, way more valuable than mine, right? So, but with that being said, I love the teamwork kiln loading aspect
Mm,
where one person loads, one person hands off the cart.
okay.
So, so
So
like,
you're handling every student pot because it's more valuable, and they are handling your stuff because it's less valuable. Is that right?
or, or they hand me the pot and I put it in,
Okay.
right? Like, I need things that are this height. Okay, hand me all these pots, you know?
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Yeah, that's helpful. I do have Erica sometimes bringing pots in the or the boards of pots makes it easier to get them in there.
yeah.
Um, Definitely encourage questions too. I've had some assistants that don't like sometimes they'll do
Oh,
something
yeah,
and they won't really ask anything and they kind of like think it's right. But if there's no like, I guess if there's no culture of like encouraging them to ask questions, if they feel a little timid, then it makes it tougher because I definitely want them to ask questions. I mean, I ask questions all the time, but also it's like not natural for everybody to ask questions because they feel like
yeah,
they're incompetent or they're, oh, I'm not am I expected to know this? I should know this.
right. Well, and that's also a question you ask your assistant when they come in, too. Like you need to ask them a question first because like why do you have this job?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because or why are you trying to be assistant? Are you trying to learn? Are you trying to just get some extra cash? Are you in it or are you out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think there's no wrong answer on that end. Like they could just be there for the money and just be a good worker, but they don't want to learn. And I think that's totally fine. But
Yeah, they'll probably just keep their head down and just do the thing that they're asked to do.
exactly,
Just
like
follow
just do
the
the job.
to-do list and
Right. And I think that's completely fine, but that also tells me how much I'm going to be teaching them, right?
hmm
If they're in there to not learn, like if they just wanted to get a paycheck, then I'm not going to be giving them every single bit of information because I think that when you have an assistant, you need to go in when you have an assistant that it wants to learn, you're not only paying them in cash, you're paying them in knowledge. And that is
Mm,
extremely important because that knowledge, like, they'll take forever, you know? The cash is only temporary. So, like,
right.
that knowledge payment is way more important than the cash. So like knowing what their intentions are with the job that they have means that you can teach them the way that they want to be taught, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're kind of getting the reps in without having to take the risk on themselves of like
Exactly.
doing it in their own business. Like they're never going to get that amount of reps in. Um, and it's nice to just focus on those single tasks rather than, oh, I got to think about how I'm going to like what I'm going to throw on the wheel now. It's like, no, you're just prepping the clay. Just put it in the bucket of this weight,
Right.
fill the bucket, and then do it efficiently so that you can clean up easily and you can, you know, make it in a good state so that it's ready to be used or whatever. And then it's like, and then you get ramped up and then you're like, okay, I can trust you with this. Now I can see, hey, do you want to try this? Do you want to try
Right.
waxing some pots? Have you done that
Right.
before? Here's how we do it. Here's what temperature you need to do it to. Here's kind of the what we're looking for. Here's how we, the wax is hot enough or not hot enough, or this is why we
This
do
is
it.
why we do it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, like if they don't want to learn any of that stuff, you say, "Okay, this is how you do it. Put the wax on the bottom. Let me
And
know
then if
when you're
they think
done."
the goal is, oh, well, it just needs to cover the bottom because we don't want glaze on the bottom, but it's not like, oh, we want on the bottom, but we also want a clean line so that it looks good
Right.
when it's finished.
Yeah.
Like some people might not care to that level. They're just like, oh, the bottom's clean. We're good.
Yeah.
But okay. Somebody asked, is there a minimum or maximum amount of time you consider optimum for an assistant? I think that's maybe like a hours per week situation or I don't know if that's per visit to the studio. I generally think they should be at least in the studio for a couple hours at a time. I feel like it's a little and then probably like 4 hours max for me. How long they could be there in one session, but
Yeah.
I feel like you could probably give somebody, if they're there for a week at a time, you could probably find 5 hours of work to give to somebody, I would think. I mean, depending on how much you're doing in your business, but even if you're just working in your side business for 25 hours a week, you could probably find a couple hours here and there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you need to like time yourself and like know how much time it actually takes you to do certain tasks to determine like, oh, what does 4 hours of work actually look like?
Yeah.
That was from Green Cabin, which I actually met Cindy at Ensika.
You did?
Yep. Yeah, sorry. I got a photo with her actually.
Is she lovely?
She's great.
I know
Yeah,
she's lovely.
she's great. She asked about you, so it was a good time.
Sweet.
All right, the last thing that somebody asked about was how do you structure their day at work? I just give them a to-do list. They show up, they got a to-do list on the table, and I just give them. I mean, I kind of know generally about how much time it takes to do stuff, so I just give them a list of 3 to 4 tasks. Break it down with prep this weight, this color clay, underglaze, these 5 oil bottles, speckled in this color, wax these pots on the back table, stuff like that. And they could pretty much just do that independently. I don't have to like show them around.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I do it.
Um, it's also good to like have them set up systems for like organization. Like, let's say if you got like the brand new speedball glazes that they're coming out with,
Mm,
like, and it's a new product in your inventory, so you're like, ah, shit, I gotta like put these in the right place and all that shit. And it's great for your assistant to do that because if they're going to be working in that area, then have them do it the way they want it, not necessarily the way you want it.
exactly. Yeah, the underglazes. I have a bunch of underglazes and making sure they're organized so they can find the ones that need to be underglazed.
Yeah, did you hear about those new glazes that Spiegel has?
Yes, I saw them at Ensika. They had it on
Tell us about it,
their
Ryan.
nice big banner. Studio Plus glazes.
Tell us about it.
So I don't know how many colors they have in total. I think it's close to like 15 or so, something like that.
16, I
Um,
think.
16. Okay, so we're waiting for them to get officially on the website, which they're working on. But yeah, they had some good colors. Obviously, they had some of the primaries, like the reds and the yellows and the blues and all that stuff. Um, but just like the underglazes, they got some of those in the middle, and Becca was talking about a pink she was excited about. I think there was like a kind of like a robin's egg color that I liked the best, I think, from the batch that was there.
Oh, yeah, that one is a nice color. Um, I have been looking at these colors since the inception of the colors, so they've been like hanging around the lab. So,
Hmm. Yeah, so they're meant to be a low fire to mid range temperature. So it's like a oh 06 to 6, I think. I think that's what it says on the bottles. And they didn't have any actual bottles out there. They had sample pots with them applied to them
mm,
at the lower temperature. So I think they had oh 04 glazed pots, and then they had cone 6 glazed pots that were out
yeah,
there, and you could kind of see the difference in them. But they had those on
yeah.
display. They should
This
be
is
getting them
like
soon.
these are like a really exciting product, I think, because up until now, there's only been one.
Mostly one. Yeah, the go-to
And, you
with
know,
not the best name, but
when you stoke the oats, it's it's you know, but these are better, so like
yeah, we'll
and they're
see.
not the same. They're not the same, just so you know. They are comparable, but they're better. Because you know why they're better? Because Scott made them.
Scott made them. He's been working hard, from what you were telling me.
Yeah, Scott's the chemist at Speedball, and he's a genius. And he has been working really hard on these glazes, and yeah, I think he really hit the nail on the head, honestly. So, um, you know, they're good. So,
Yeah, we're waiting to see all the different color options. I was looking them up on Google to see if they had them published somewhere, and I stumbled upon some sites with some glaze names, and there's like one called Rich Brown, maybe. Hmm?
what?
Rich. I saw a tangerine was mentioned in here. Um, yeah. I don't if I click on the link they're gone. It's like a whoops, we're not here anymore. So I don't know if that's a they're not supposed to be published on there or not, but
Yeah.
yeah, they should be coming soon though.
Did they post it on their Instagram?
They did I didn't see it actually.
Wow.
It was kind of under the radar. So,
Well, yeah, I mean it's a brand new, brand new thing.
it was one of those things I didn't take enough photos at the booth. But yeah, they had some out there. Um I was like somebody had to have gotten some good photos. Just kind of like off to the side photos,
Yeah.
but yeah, Studio Plus, they will be coming to the website soon. Oh, you wanted the link to what I was looking for?
Yeah. Just like the Google link.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at it.
Oh, the Studio Plus label, like the label's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be great. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they look and to see yeah.
Yeah, it's more the, those bold colors, so it's kind of the, glossy glazes. So different than the mid-range glazes that have a little more depth to them. It's more for that kind of that accurate, color you're looking for. But yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to like custom mix them and all that stuff to get the color you want if you want to get something different. But
It's
all
gonna
right.
be good. I feel like Speedball is consistently bringing out products, like new products, and it's pretty cool that they consistently are doing that. So, and Scott makes them, so you know that they're good.
Mm-hmm. So you might get your hands on some soon. We'll see.
We'll
I
see.
would love to get those. But yeah, they just shared them for the first time at NCECA, so that was a little secret up until then.
Yeah. Well, since I'm getting back to these fancy pots, it would be fun to have them for liners.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think the did you try any of the mid-fire line for liners
I
yet?
did. I'm gonna be honest. Like all that movement is just not for me.
You gotta have the like balance. Some of them are
Yeah.
um a little less movement. Like some of the like Celadon kind of looking ones, like the Raspberry
Yeah.
Fizz or Living Coral, there's a little less. But
And those are the ones that I chose, like the Raspberry Fizz and Living Coral. And I wanted the lemon drop, and I feel like I have the lemon drop somewhere. Like somebody used it
ooh,
as a thing,
lemon
and
drop
I
would look
have
good.
it. But I think the lemon drop would look really great with the yellow underlays under it to pop it even more.
Ooh.
So I wanted to try that, and I swear to God, I have the lemon drop somewhere. I think it's in my locker at work. So
Mm.
because thankfully, all of the like, um, I've worked there long enough now that everybody knows that I want the glazes
Yeah.
when they get mess ups or they have leftovers. Like it's always like, oh, we tested this glaze once, so here you go, Becca. Um, so
There you go. Liner glaze.
yeah, like uh, my boss. My boss literally, I've been like itching for an aqua, and my boss like brought me this. She's like, "Didn't you want an aqua?" Like my boss, like like three away from president boss. She's like, "Didn't you want an aqua?" And I was like, "I sure did."
Here you go. Aqua. I like that color.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of my
I got
favorite
a few
colors.
back from Inseca, so definitely in
Yeah.
need of restocking some underglazes. But all right, if people want to see that, where do they go?
SPWDBALL speedball art.com.
All right, where are we at on time? Do we I can wrap up with how do you find the right person, what you should look for? Do you want to wrap up with that?
Yeah, let's wrap up with that because I don't know how to do that. So,
Oh, okay. So this is kind of like, okay, how do you source somebody to help you? Um, I think initially the first person I got was had reached out to me, and some of these are just word of mouth referrals. You know, the
hmm
person came in, they reached out and said, "Hey, I'm looking for a studio assistant." Um, or "Hey, are you looking for a studio assistant? I'm looking for, you know, somebody to learn from or whatever." That's actually what Helena reached out for. She was looking for somebody to help with glaze firing, and another potter local to me had referred me, and that was kind of how we got connected. So there's that. There's word of mouth of like other people that have worked for you. Like, hey, do you have anybody you recommend? And that's how I got one of my second assistants because the first one recommended them. So kind of how that goes. And then I would say like depending on your comfort level with like how much knowledge they need, I think your local college ceramics department, like ask the professors there or ask the studio techs there if they recommend a student that's either currently in school or graduating soon. If you've got a local clay guild, you could probably publish within that group and say, "Hey, I'm looking for somebody that's, newer in their career and they're looking to, they want some experience or, kind of get exposure." Um, generally, and I generally go for the younger folks because they have more time on their hands and willing to help out. They have less like commitments and dependents like kids and all that kind of thing. So, that's a good thing for me. And also like they're younger in their career. Like I want them to get some skills as they're kind of learning and hopefully, use that access to like ask questions. Like I want them to ask a lot of questions. I haven't had anybody that's been. I don't think anybody that I've had has been older than me, unless you include Rachel. But I don't include Rachel.
Oh yeah, what, like 20 days older than you? Like a month? A month,
um,
31 days older than you.
yes. So, yeah, I would say, though you mentioned like kids and, I've heard of people having like retired folks that work for them that just have time on their hands and they just want to help out. They want to do something. Maybe they want
Yeah,
to learn a little bit and have a hobby. Um, maybe a family friend or neighbor or something like that.
that's what
And
I'm gonna
then,
do when I retire
yeah, you're gonna do pottery, work for somebody.
for free.
That's what I think there
Is
was a
Liz. Is Liz Cohen.
Liz. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Liz. That was so cool.
Wait, you worked for Liz for free? Is that what you
No,
mean?
no, no. She had an older lady work for her for free.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I think Isaac might have had somebody too that was like in the neighborhood that does that these days, or I don't know if they get paid now, but yeah. The other option that I kind of was wanting to recommend was maybe your email list might be a good idea. Telling your email list
Yeah.
that, hey, they already know what you're about. They buy your stuff, they support you. It's probably not a bad idea to like share it with them because they probably have folks that they know that are at a certain age, maybe in your area. Maybe they know somebody coming out of school or somebody that's looking for some summer work. I think that would be a good option. If I were to open it up in the future, I think that might be something I would lean on. I mentioned the Clay Guild, but if there's other like artist circles with like-minded folks in it, whether it's like groups or, you know, um, I don't know, there's just different art kind of circles that people get together or like art shows you go to. If people are
Yeah.
asking, that might be a good idea. And then I kind of the last thing was like social media. I feel like that might be. I actually saw John Schmidt post about he was hiring somebody to replace his studio assistant that's going to grad school, and he got so much feedback, like so many applicants from it. But then it's like you don't know what you're gonna get. Um, Luckily, all the people that I've like interviewed and talked with and had work for me, like it's been like one of one. I haven't really done a big call and had to interview like five or six people and then dwindle it down to one person and let the other people know. Like I haven't done that. So it's pretty much kind of just worked out with who's worked with me. But yeah, I would say you can kind of if you're doing social media, I feel like that could, they know who you are. It could either work out be a better fit or it could be like a worse fit. Like maybe they
Mm-hmm.
are a little like I don't know, like they want the access and like ask you a bunch of questions or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It could just there could be drawbacks rather than like somebody that's completely outside of ceramics and just, the studio might be a little retreat for them. Like you're talking about the
Yeah.
retired folks.
I think that um I feel like also maybe having like a trial run might be best. I don't know if
Mm,
that's a thing, but
yeah, that's
like
definitely a thing.
yeah, because there's a lot of I've experienced this in the past where somebody comes in kind of starry-eyed and think that they're going to be doing things that they're not, and like think that they're going to be like designing things and making things and shmeh, shmeh, shmeh. And you're like, no, I just need to lay this clay out, please.
I just needed to do grunt work.
And they're like, oh, well, I'm too good for that. And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely talking about what you expect them to do early in the interview. Like, hey, this is what I need help with. Are you
Yeah,
happy with
being
that?
honest about it.
Like,
Yeah.
you're going to be prepping clay for 4 hours and you're going to go home.
Yeah, like bring headphones.
Yeah.
Like
Like, that's what we're going to do. You're probably going to be working by yourself. And if it's during the workday, well, I'm working my day job. You know, I'm in here. Ashley's in there doing her thing.
yeah,
And we talk when I get here or when she gets here and when she leaves. And that's most of it. It's like, okay, like, you know, you're not getting a lot of dedicated time to like learn from me directly for the most part.
yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
lot of this I want you to be able to do independently.
Yeah, I think that it's really good too to make that clear in the listing, whatever listing you have. Like, I think that it goes without saying that like most potters are introverts that don't really want to talk to you when you're working. And I mean I'm okay, I'm going out on a limb on that, but I've met very few extroverted potters. And
Hmm.
but so like I remember when Gravesco was hiring and her listing literally like is like, "Do you like working alone?" Great. Come work with us. Like
Right. Do
we
you
need
like
somebody
sitting
to
10
fit
feet from
in.
somebody with your headphones on and not talking to them the whole day? You might
Do you
like
like
working here.
do you like eating lunch by yourself? Like do you have no friends?
Can we make sure that we
Come work with
stagger our
us.
lunchtimes so I don't have to eat with anybody?
That's why no one should ever hire me.
Well, you like your lunches together, I think.
Oh yeah. No. Within 3 weeks, I had the entire Gravesco community eating lunch together. But yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying though. Like, make it realistic
Hmm.
for what is happening.
Yeah, that's where I think some of the, if you hire somebody from social media, the social media people might think that they're like gonna get this glamorous thing because they're like, "Ooh, I get to apprentice for like this potter that's like really famous
Yeah,
or known or whatever, and I get to do all these crazy things that they share." And it's like, yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that's behind the scenes that you don't see being worked on that you're going to be doing that is not going to be
yeah,
glamorous.
yeah.
Um, but what about the difference between, and I mentioned personality hire for your first assistant over someone with a little or some experience?
I'd rather
Personally,
have a personality hire. I
yes,
can
I
teach
think
him anything.
you're gonna, yeah, you're gonna be spending a lot of, well, potentially time with them, and yeah, if it doesn't vibe, it might be a little bit weird, you know. You want to be able to at least tell them like if something comes up and you need to, give them criticism a little bit, or you need to correct them or like show them how you'd like something done, or you want them to ask questions. Like you want to have that ability to be good like back and forth with them and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but also like reliable and stuff. I don't know. I think you said some of the like maybe some people coming in with experience they might want to do their thing the way that they've done it rather than like being taught how you want it done. And they're like, oh
I would
no, I know a
much
better way.
I would rather have a blooming idiot than somebody who thinks they know what they're doing. Like, you can get lucky. I'm not saying you can't get lucky. You can get really lucky with somebody who knows what they're doing, but you can get really unlucky with somebody who knows what they're doing as well. And and I mean, obviously that goes for everything, uh but here's the thing, man. If they mess up and they know what they're doing, they're gonna fight back. If
Mm,
they mess up and they don't know what they're doing, they're gonna be like, okay, how do
yeah.
I do
What should I
it?
what should I do? Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I think you yeah, the I know what I'm doing, or like, oh, I know what it could be done, or oh, I mean, they can definitely learn and figure things out more efficiently because
100%.
they do it more than you have done it over the like Erica knows the best way to apply underglaze now because she's been doing it way more than I have. That's why she helps demo at Ensika, talking about the underglaze
Yeah.
and the brushes and all that stuff. Like I'm out of my element doing that stuff, so that's why she's there. Um, as well as like, she's great to be around, all that stuff. But,
Erica's a
and
personality hire and a solid hire, just
yeah,
generally.
she didn't have a lot of experience, but also it was like, oh no, like you kind of knew early on, like she was wanting to learn, she was like enthusiastic,
Hmm.
she was happy to be around the studio. She was like, oh no, like you can teach me how to do this. I don't have a lot of experience, but like I'm willing to learn to do this or that or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
She's a winner.
and also I think some of it is yes, you have experience doing these things, and yes, that may work. like it doesn't mean that your way is wrong. It might just be that this is the way that I prefer it. This is the way that I would like it done in my studio. This is the way that I
Yeah.
do it because of either the reasons that I can tell you why, or I can just say this is how I do it because I want you to do it that way. And, you've probably gone through iterations of how you stumbled upon the way that you do it. And, you keep it straightforward. Um,
Yeah.
and then the last thing I was going to say is overall, personally, I basically just look for somebody that's like positive, motivated.
Hmm.
Generally, if they're like, younger out of college, they're kind of like wanting to learn. They may not have as much studio access after school, and generally they have to be reliable, like with just simple things like showing up on time. Tell me that when you're going to be there. Tell me when you're, not going to show up or whatever. Like simple things like that. I keep it pretty flexible, so it's, hey, you know, you could still make your schedule because you're a contractor. So like, if something comes up, not a big deal. Um, if you habitually show up late, it gets kind of annoying. And it's
Yeah.
like, hey, I prep this thing. I'm basing some of my week based on expecting that you're going to be here on this day to be able to accomplish these tasks. I get it. Some things can come up. You can get sick or whatever. But, um, if it's habitual and you don't show up, it affects other things as well.
Yeah. You can't be too lenient too, you know? Like when we're talking about that too, like if somebody does start kind of like fucking up, like or not like showing up late, doing something like that, you have to be intentional with your words. You have to be
Hmm.
like, this is not acceptable. You need to come on
Yeah,
time.
it's kind of interesting because I do this sometimes in my day job. It's like when you get the same question over and over time, and I don't want to like, do I need to be firm to be like, hey, do you not document this so that you don't have to ask me? Like, I don't want to be that direct, but like, hey, I have to share this with you every time we go and do this thing. Do you document this so that you don't have to ask me? Because I'm literally just going to my note and copying and pasting the thing that I told you last time. Like,
Right.
you know, we shouldn't have to do this.
Yeah. To be fair, I am definitely one of those people that forgets things over and over and over and over and over and over again. But that's why I do use notes. I have
Yeah.
every single instruction for how to build a clay boss, a big boss, and an artista
Mm.
with every,
And you're a to do you're like a note taking list,
yeah,
not like a video and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah. And like, yeah, they have to have ownership too. Can
Because
we talk?
some of that
Oh,
is
go
like,
on.
do you rely on? I mean, it's kind of like at what point are you saying back to what Rachel said? Nobody's going to care as much as you care. But some things are just like you have to at least care enough to not have to ask me the same thing or make the same mistake over and over and over.
Well, I think that having clear expectations from the get-go is the only way you can do that, you know? Like if you allow boundaries to be stepped on over and over and over without addressing them the first time, second time, third time, whatever, then they're just going to keep stepping on that and scooting, 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 scooting. And you're not going to be in a position to be like, well, I told you this. No, you didn't. So like,
Hmm.
but if you've said like, hey, not okay. And it can be nice, like, hey, just so you know, this is not the way we do it. I'll show you how we do it. Like, and yeah, let
Because
me
it's
know
like,
if
do
you
we
need
need to
help.
go back to the training to be like,
Like, let me know if you need more help. And then the next time, hey, hey, I showed you how to do this last week. Is there something you're missing? Is there something that, like, is there any way that I can help you remember? Is there, like, do we need to make a list? Do we need to, like, should you be putting this in your note app? Is there a note that we could share with all the instructions in it that I could update, you could update? Like, you can help them, but then if they can't get it then after that, um,
sometimes I just don't give them that task again. I mean, I've done that before, but
yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'm just like, ooh, I tried it. I tried to delegate that thing for a period. You just kind of trial run it. Just like I had, I think I had Erica like prep my handles one point. before I put them
Yeah.
on my mugs. And it just wasn't the right shape or whatever. Like they were weighed out right, but the shape just wasn't right.
And that's just Erica's just not a handle maker right now,
And
you know? It's fine.
that's just my thing. It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
if I have to rework the things, it's not for me, it was just like, okay, that's a boundary. Okay, I'm not gonna have somebody prep the handle. I could down the
Yeah.
road, but you know,
Hmm.
the work and the training involved to get it to the specification that I want it for me was not worth it at that point.
Was that outside? I'm sorry. I think a cat just jumped on top of a building. Um, yeah. Oh, I was gonna say next time we should talk about because we're gonna do two parts, right?
Yes.
Next time we should talk about pay.
Yes, we're going to talk about
Definitely talk
pay
about pay.
and setting that stuff up and then any lessons learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was
Uh,
fun.
yeah. That was a lot.
Can I tell you something that's completely off topic?
Sure.
A
Wrap us
little
up.
ad, if you will.
Mm. What's that?
Well, as you know, I'm a Red Bull connoisseur, and I'm
Are
sure
you? I
you.
didn't know you drank Red Bull that much.
I thought you did. Well, that's the only energy drink I that works for me. So,
Mm.
um, that's the only one I drink. I don't drink it. I try not to drink very often.
Hmm.
We currently have a new puppy, so there's been more energy drinks consumed because there's been less sleep had. So,
Hmm.
but Aldi has generic Red Bulls called Red Thunder.
Red Thun Wow.
Red Thunder, and they are $1.
$1 a bottle or $1 a can?
Yeah,
How much is a Red Bull?
4.
$4 for Red Bull? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
like this size of Red Bull, it's like 12 ounces. I think would be 350 to 4.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
definitely in a vending machine, $4. Maybe at the grocery store,
Oh
350.
my God. That's so much. I didn't realize they
So
cost that
anyway,
much.
if you're a Red Bull connoisseur,
Red Thunder. Okay.
Red Thunder. They have watermelon flavor and regular flavor. And honestly, I
Mm.
can't fucking tell the difference. It contains 0% juice. And
Oh my God.
and let's see how much caffeine. It doesn't say how much caffeine. I want to say it's like 160 calories per gram per can. And Jesus Christ, I feel like they
Caffeine.
just try
Isn't it
to
caffeine on the
hide
front?
caffeine content, 114 milligrams per 12 fluid ounces. So
114 milligrams. Huh.
yeah,
Okay.
like a C4 would be like 200.
Okay.
So
Yeah, the only energy drinks I usually drink here and there would be the Alanis these days.
yeah,
I've we almost ran out of the little packets. I like getting the packets and like half cutting some water so that I only use
yeah,
half
that's
the
good.
packet and then
Yeah,
kind of
we drink
tone the flavor down,
C4s.
tone the energy down.
Yeah. Andrew drinks C4 in the packets, and I accidentally one time was like, you know this would be really good in Sprite. And so now we drink it with Sprite and it's fucking delicious.
So you do a whole packet in Sprite or just like a part
Yeah,
of it?
in like a
Yeah.
16-ounce Sprite or 20, whatever those bottles are, like in the vending machine.
Does it get crazy because it's carbonated when you dump the powder in there?
You have to drink a little bit of Sprite out. It's so freaking good. I think any energy drink in a Sprite would be delicious, like the packets.
Mm. Okay.
Like if you're not opposed to sugar, which I am definitely not. Um,
I mean, that does
but
sound pretty good. Maybe I'll put it in
I
a
suggest it.
Mexican Sprite.
Ugh, really delicious.
We have the Mexican
Um,
Sprite. I think that works.
yeah, yeah, very good. I
Mm.
also really like you know the Mio squirty bottles?
Yes.
Mio. Okay,
Are
well,
those are just
again,
flavoring, right? Or are those energy?
they're flavoring, but they have energy ones. And again, Aldi. Aldi's where it's at. Aldi has an Acai, Acai, whatever the ACAI,
Acai. Acai
acai
bowl. Yeah, acai.
berry flavor energy one that you can squirt. And if you do, and then, okay, you get lemonade, the true lemonade packets, the raspberry lemonade packets or strawberry.
You're just putting packets in packets and you're mixing the packet.
Hell fucking yeah. And then you put that in 16 ounces of water and then you squirt in the acai.
Mm.
Also, if you do it in Sprite, it looks like lean and nobody knows. Ryan, do you know what lean is?
Is that like the grape drink stuff?
No, lean is when you put cough syrup and Sprite with Jolly Ranchers, I think. I don't fucking know. It's something that the kids do to get all drunk and crazy in the head. It's bad. Don't do it. Um,
I'm not gonna do cough
um,
syrup and okay,
I think so. I've never heard of it until I met Andrew, so there's that. He's never
okay,
done it, but he knows what it is. Um, but yeah, anyway, it's purple. Looks good. Um,
okay.
yeah, anyway, those are my energy drink hacks. But if you're a Red Bull connoisseur, and I think they have Monster too. So if you're a Red Bull or a Monster, you should go to Aldi and get their knockoff brands because God bless Aldi. That's why.
Yeah, we have since we don't live as close to an Aldi like we used to at the old house, we don't go to Aldi that much these days.
I try to go to Aldi like every week.
Hmm.
I live like 15 minutes away. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't do the grocery shopping, so Rachel goes to Kroger.
Yeah.
But
If we had a Kroger, I'd probably go to Kroger. They
we're
have a
getting a
grocery store
Publix
out
down the
here.
street. There's a
You're
Publix, I
getting a
think.
Publix?
Yeah, right down the street from us.
Ooh, they have good cake. But they're expensive. But if you get their buy one get one, that's the best deals you can get.
Mm.
But they have a store called Ingles down here, and it's like a really great cross between like Kroger and Whole Foods. It's like so beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
and like the food's like I guess more
Is that
organic.
is Ingles what they had in Claycon West at St. George? What's that big grocery chain that they have there?
Harmon's.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Ingles. Maybe it was another North Carolina visit that saw in Ingles, but
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've never seen it in any other region. Wait, they have Harmon's and
I was thinking the
they have
one on
Kroger,
that kind of that main
but
street out there that's kind of Kroger related.
they have Kroger, but it's a different brand. It's
Okay.
not King Supers. Uh, but yeah. Why can't Kroger just call itself Kroger everywhere?
I'm guessing it started Kroger and then they started buying up chains. I'm guessing that's why, and then they just kept the names, but I'm not positive. Smiths.
Yeah.
They have Smiths out there.
Smith's, that's what it is.
Yeah. That's still Kroger related though.
Which is funny because Smith's, I think, is like Safeway in the middle of the country. I don't know. It's,
Hmm.
I don't know. Wild grocery
All right.
stores.
Well, folks, hope you enjoyed that studio assistant discussion. We will get to part 2 next time. Talk about pay and all those good things.
Yeah.
And
If you have more questions about pay, send them for Ryan. All
well, they're
right.
not by the time they hear this, maybe we will not have recorded it yet,
Oh,
but
never mind. Don't send them to Ryan. I lied.
I mean,
Don't do
you can
that.
still send them to me. I'll still take them. But we answered a bunch of questions. I mean, there was quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cindy sent us a bunch. Savannah actually sent us one.
Nice.
Savannah Jacob. She asked about pay though, so we'll answer hers next time. And Katie did ceramics. Kate, I actually saw her at Ensika. So Trevor sent us one too. All
Nice.
right. Thanks for listening, folks. Thanks for getting
Thanks.
all the updates. Welcome back, Becca. You will be have a new hand by next week. Next time we talk, probably.
Hope so.
So,
It's a busy fucking week next week, so hopefully
so
everything goes.
it's a complete flip. Like I'm like thinking about all the stuff you got moving. You got some stuff moving these days.
That's
You
a
got
lot.
two new hands. You got a partner. You got a house. You got a dog. You got a
Can-
you. I mean, you got all the things going on these days.
What somebody said to me recently, they're like, "What's next? A fucking picket fence?" Like, that's rude. We do have a fenced yard though.
My question: who takes the dog out?
Me. Well, we all
Really?
do. We all do. But I'm
Yeah.
here for the majority of the day. Like the reason this worked out so well is because I'm home from work right now. So he's in puppy stage.
I was
So
gonna say, what's
like
gonna happen when you can't be at home every day?
Andrew's mom.
Okay, so just let him out,
Yeah, I mean,
let him
well,
live life.
and like I
He's
swear to
pretty
God, he's like
independent.
a child. I wake up and I take him to grandma.
Yeah.
drop him off at the living room. Take him out, run him around sometimes, come back in.
Is he a let him out, he'll go do his thing and then he'll come back, or do you have to like follow him and like say, "Hey, get back in here. Get in here."
Ryan, this is 2026. Okay. Do any dogs do anything on their own?
I don't know. I've never had a dog since I was like a kid.
Do any cats do anything on their own? They're so codependent.
No,
Like,
the cats do their own stuff. That's what
I'm
they have the
kidding.
litter
I'm
box.
kidding.
They do
No,
their own thing.
he's so little. He's only 10 weeks. He's got to go out with a buddy. He has
That's
to have a
probably better.
buddy.
They want to follow you and stick around you. It's better than
Yeah,
just letting you out the door and they just run off and just don't like you've got to basically wrangle them to catch them.
exactly. And he loves to run. He loves to like play catch and stuff. And he sleeps through the night now. The first couple of
Mm.
weeks, like we're crate training him, and the first couple of weeks it was rough. It was rough. So,
Oh
yeah.
gosh.
I only get up at like 3:30 now to take him out sometimes.
Just 3:30?
It depends on
Oh
how
my
tired I am. Sometimes we
oh
sleep all the way
my
through.
gosh.
So,
Whew.
if you ever want to consider having children, have a puppy first.
I was gonna say you got a baby.
100%. And I actually read somewhere that having a baby might be harder, or having a puppy might be harder than a baby. Like, and I was like, what? There's no way. But
Send
it might
comments to
be.
Becca on Instagram if you have thoughts about that.
I would love to know actually, because I don't have a baby. And like
You
I
don't?
have a I have a puppy. But I really would like to know if it's harder or if it's easier or whatever, because like they do require a lot of patience. Like he's peed in the house like 17 times this week. Like you can
And
put a
it's wood
diaper.
floors, so like that shit's gonna
Yeah.
stain, right? So you got to get that
Well,
immediately.
we're pretty quick on it. Thankfully, it's not cat pee. Um,
Oh yeah.
but like you can put a diaper on a kid.
I mean, they have the doggy pads. I've seen like the doggy pads that people have so they go pee inside.
Yeah, if they make it to him.
Yeah, they got to
Like,
be well trained, right? I mean, are you
yeah.
and you don't want to have to leave them in a crate to like piss on a pad like no.
Yeah. And this is like brand new territory for me. Um, you
'Cause you never
know,
had a dog growing up, right?
I've never had a dog. So, yeah. So like we're
Yeah.
like researching things online.
You're about to go to the library and get some dog books. What to
I've never
expect when
said
you're expecting a dog.
a dog. I've never said poop so many times. I grew up in a very conservative household, okay? Like we did not talk about poop a lot. And now I'm like, did he poop? Like, oh, but yeah, no, it's good. He's a good little dog. He really is. He's a good one. He's pretty mellow.
Nice.
He's sleeping right now. He's on his pillow.
That's pretty good. And the Tammy's good too, so.
Oh, the relationship with him and Tammy is so fucking funny. Like, I can't tell if Tammy comes out to the yard because we're out there or if he knows that the dog's out there. But he'll like come out there and then Belly sees him, runs at him, barks at him because he wants to play, and then Tammy
Mhm.
swats him in the face and then runs up the fence. But
It would suck if Tammy was indoor only and then
I know.
saw you all go out there with the dog and then you all go out in the yard and like, I want to come play and then you're like,
Don't
nope,
worry,
you can't come out.
Tammy is not getting neglected.
Yeah.
He's probably getting way more attention than he wants. And also Tammy, if nobody knows this, Tammy is basically a dog. So whenever we throw the ball for the dog, Tammy runs after it first. So,
Mm. Okay. A little more
yeah.
agile and
The only difference is that when he sees that it's stopped, he's like, I don't care anymore. So,
yeah, that was fun for so long. Not
that
anymore.
was fun while I was chasing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Whew. Domestic Becca. Who knew?
Who knew?
I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
Anyway,
All
later.
right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, all. Thank you for listening to the show. And we also want to thank Lindy and Ashley for all their help with everything that they've done over the years for Whale Talk. They are our Instagram heroes, and they answer all your questions and then send them to us if we need to. And we also want to thank you for listening and also participating. If you want to support our show, the best way to do that is to send us questions and to review us on whichever platform you are. So we haven't had very many reviews so far. I mean, you can even leave us a bad review. We'll make fun of you, but you can. And sending us questions always helps us with every episode that we do so that we can make it the best that we can. I hope you enjoyed the episode today, and I hope you enjoy this season.